Hunter and them just walked in there like it was nothing, y'all. I said somebody need to be replaced. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review. Life with Chess for Tyler Perez, the Oval Season 6, Episode 5. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on tonight's episode down below. Look, I'm so slow, y'all. While I was looking at the fireplace, waiting on them to bust through. Because they said they was going through tunnels and stuff, talking about small spaces and stuff. I'm looking at the fire escape. I said, how are they going to fit? I said, how are they going to fit through the doggone fire escape? They just walked in like it was nothing. I said, somebody need to be replaced. Like, what? They supposed to have eyes and ears. I said, everybody need to go. Everybody must go. Everybody. Because why? Look, how many people was it? Okay, it was the four because he said he need 4 men. So it was them. And then it was, what's his name? Agent Isaac. It was Hunter and it was Jason. So there's about 7 people, right? All these people just walk past y'all like it was nothing. Unless they handled them on their way in. And then Donald just say he had 2 of his best men up on the job or whatever. They need to be fired, everybody. I mean, what's his name? Just left. But it looked like they came in a way where they should be guarding regardless, right? I said, they need to be fired. I said, what the word? They done walked in here with their weapons and stuff. They got their weapons on these folks. But yeah. But okay, y'all, tonight's episode, basically the first majority of the episode, I said first majority. The majority of the episode was about Richard over here stabbing folks and stuff. But okay, y'all, tonight's episode is a continuation of last week's episode, obviously. Richard ends up stabbing his daddy. He kept the knife. I said, dog, he ain't had no regret. Look, you don't know how you gonna react in those type of situations. But yeah, he stabbed his daddy or whatever. Nancy gonna tell Dale to go get the keys after Richard had left up out of there. Did he tell her to leave? I don't know. He told her something. But yeah, she gonna tell, she told Dale to go get the keys so they could take him to the hospital or something like that. And I said, Dale, this is your cue. I said, get up out of here. I said, this is your cue. And he's still gonna be, because they still haven't shown the scene where Rich is supposed to hit Nancy, and then, you know, Dale and Sharon's supposed to be trying to get him up off of her or whatever, and they can't. I don't know. I forgot what's gonna end up stopping them from fighting or whatever. But yeah, he's still gonna be there. I said, dude, if you don't get up out of here and leave, then the crazy part about it, look, we're gonna get to that part though. I feel like this review is gonna be more so a recap than a review. But yeah, she told him to go get the keys. He went up in there. He tried to tiptoe up in there to get the keys. The way Richard was sitting at the doggone table, he should have left. He should have been gone. But yeah, Richard ends up questioning Dale, asking if his daddy was there. He's almost, I don't know, and all this stuff. Then he ends up asking him if he was in the bed or whatever. And he kept, I don't know, and he finally admits, yeah, he was in the bed or whatever. So then he was like, I'm just getting my keys so we could take him to the hospital. I said, why would you tell him any of that? Look. Then Rich was like, let him die. And they'll end up saying what they all say. You don't mean that. And the look on his face, I said, look, he played that part. Because, look, I felt that. He definitely meant that. The way he did that, I said, everybody in danger. Everybody in danger. But, yeah, he looked at him. He was like, you do mean it. But Nancy ends up coming in there saying that basically Richard daddy, what's his name, Curtis? I don't know. His name was something, obviously. But she came in there, she was like, he died. Dang what she said, but you know. And at first I was like, here it comes. They finna get the fight or whatever. But no, they still ain't get the fight. So I'm assuming that's another episode. And something says, I don't think it was this episode synopsis or whatever, but it said something about Nancy supposed to get revenge. I think it's episode 6. It's next week episode, I think. She's supposed to get revenge or try to get revenge. But Nancy ends up calling. I thought she was calling 911 at first, but she ends up calling Sam and telling him what Richard did about his daddy and everything. He was like, I'm on my way. So while he got out the bed and Priscilla done put broken glass all over the doggone floor and he done stepped on it. I said, okay, this one storyline that they need to go on. Come on now, I'm sick of this. I said between this storyline and the Lily and Donald storyline, I don't know which one I'm sick of more. But yeah, Priscilla ends up telling him that she burned all his clothes and all this other stuff. So they continuing to go back and forth. But the police officer ends up questioning Nancy. I'm about to say Nancy and Drew. I'm tripping tonight. They end up questioning Nancy and what's his name? Dale. And both of them, look, lock them up now. Both of them acting suspicious. On one hand, Dale over here, I didn't see anything or whatever. And his eyes, he just stood looking around like he know more than he's saying. Nancy over here talking about some, first she said her head was hurting or something like that. Then she was over here talking about some, I don't know what happened or whatever. I don't know. All this stuff. Talking about, what she said so much going on. Something she said. I don't know what she said. But yeah, I was like, both of them, lock them up. Take them in for questioning. So, then after she said she didn't know nothing or she don't know what happened or something like that. Now I know, I think she's still drunk. I don't know if she's still drunk or got a hangover or something like that. Because I was like, what? Because then when Priscilla showed up, I know what Dale said. He said he was asleep. I said, like, pants on fire. You was right there. And then you stayed right there. You could have been gone. But no. You could have been back at Allen Place or wherever he was at. But yeah, so she was like she didn't know, and that's when Priscilla showed up. And she was like, she told the officer that they'll have the lawyer contact him, or they not gonna speak without a lawyer. And they started trying to talk. Oh, when she showed up, what she said, it was horrible. So she said it was horrible or whatever. And Richard this. I said, snip, you gave him a doggone name. You gave him a lead. Well, obviously, if they look at them cameras, because they said, he asked about the cameras. What's the lady name? The neighbor, Miss Jody. The cameras at her house or whatever. I said, somebody gonna get that doggone video. They gonna get the doggone video or whatever. And they gonna see that all them was there. They gonna see it. They may not be able to see inside the house, but at the same time, you never know. But yeah, she went from saying she didn't know or whatever. As soon as this lady walked up, yeah, it was horrible. Richard did this or whatever. I think she did end up telling the man that there was Richard daddy, and he was like, it was his father or whatever. He would want to do this and do that, trying to trick her into talking. So Priscilla was like, they just lost their son or whatever. So much going on or whatever. They ain't gonna talk without a lawyer or whatever. And then ends up telling him. Something about Richard works at the White House, so you have to handle this differently. I said the White House probably already got the doggone video from the inside and the outside. I said, why not? They over here walking through doors and stuff. Remember when Hunter showed up? I said they probably already got the video of Richard stabbing this man. The fact that Dale was there, the fact that Nancy was there, the fact that Sam over here covering it up, or he about to cover it up. I was like, yeah, all y'all going down too, right along with the people at the White House. But I said, okay. Now, I'm assuming that Sam's saying that he need a lawyer for questioning or something like that. Because I was like, why, if you're going to cover it up, why would he need a lawyer? But I was like, oh, for questioning more than likely. And then I was like, I thought when situations like this happen and the police be there and they have it taped off, nobody can get in. Sometimes I think they let the people that live there in or whatever. But Sam done showed up in his doggone underwear because she done burn his doggone clothes. I said, dog, get a divorce at this point. Come on now. Some storyline need to make some doggone progress at this point. But yeah, he shows up and she locked him outside. He told me, let me in, and she wouldn't. But I think, was it Richard? Richard was the one that told Dale to go open the door, and he did. And I said, everybody dysfunctional at this point. This scene right here where everybody just arguing and stuff reminded me of them at the White House or whatever. They just had a doggone shootout or whatever, and y'all over here arguing about who's sleeping with who. These folks over here, first, Nancy and Richard going back and forth or whatever. And Nancy was like, she not leaving. I don't know if I skipped ahead or not. I'm going to just say it how I remember it. She was like, she not leaving or whatever. And she was like, you going to have to drag me out. So he jumped up the way he ran after her or whatever. I was like, girl, you in danger? I said, you in danger? Then she told me, I said, doggone, she going to the liquor store and get some more. Ain't that did enough? But yeah, Sam ends up stopping Richard from getting to Nancy or whatever. And they was going back and forth. And I think that's when they decided, okay, Sam wanted to take Richard back to his house, and Priscilla then was going to stay there. And she was like, no, you don't have a house. So they going back and forth, just like Nancy and Richard or whatever. So they're going to peep out and talk about, so is everyone okay? She said, nobody's talking to you or whatever. I said, see, he should have been gone. Why aren't you sticking around? Did they end up saying that they was going to get the camera footage from Miss Jody place or what? Let me know down below. I don't remember. I can't remember or whatever. But I know they said something about she wouldn't have Richard actually stabbing his father or anything like that. I said, if she don't have it, the people at the White House gonna have it. But not only does Nancy talk about some doggone, she wanted Dale to go to the liquor store and get some old liquor, a whole bunch of liquor. But she done told this man that he could use Richard credit cards. I about to say gift cards. Richard credit cards or whatever. Somehow he could go shopping, he could do whatever. And I said, is that the revenge or is it gonna be something else? Didn't he cut her cards off before? I said he should have kept them off, look like. But yeah, she gonna get this man. And he out here he out here gonna actually do it. I said, he stay in mess. I said, you know what? He stay in mess. But yeah, I was like, he should have told her, no, I'm not gonna do that. This man Dale told me, so really, are you sure? I said, did you not just see what this man did to his daddy? You should be as far away from these people as possible. They got too much going on. But yeah, he gonna take it and put it in his pocket. I said, Richard and Sam end up talking, and he's asking him, why he didn't say anything. He was talking, I think, before they got to Priscilla in his house or whatever. He had already said he didn't know that was his daddy, but he questioning him, asking him, why didn't he say anything? He told me so he didn't want him to do anything. I said, too little, too late. I said, how'd that work out for you? But yeah, Richard stood over here talking about something. He willing to go to jail, whatever. He don't care. He willing to talk to the police right now. I said, well, go on, do it then. So Sam plans on talking to Dale, basically getting him to go along with the story about how he didn't see anything. I said, yeah, somehow I think that this gonna backfire, but we'll see. Oh, then it includes Sam. I don't know if I said Sam at first about, about how, the White House people, I keep saying the White House people, about how they gonna have footage of Richard stabbing his daddy or whatever and try to use it against him, and how, Nancy was there, Dale was there, who else was there? Priscilla wasn't there, but they over here trying to cover it up. So I was like, y'all just as bad. Like, I don't know. Like, y'all just as bad. Oh, y'all some criminals. Oh, y'all some criminals. But yeah, he over here talking about some, yeah, I do that for you. He wants to basically say that his dad was mugged. And I said, what they do? Bring him back to the house? I said, they gonna show one. They gonna show him going in there the night before with this lady, sleeping with her or whatever, and then leaving out. Well, before that, they also gonna show Sam when Sam went in there with the weapon or whatever. They gonna show his dad leaving out. Then they gonna show him coming back in the morning time after Richard had already showed up. So that's not gonna work, especially if somebody got the doggone footage. But we'll see. I was about to say, well, I did say, what they gonna do? Say, okay, they mugged him and brought him back to the house, or is they gonna take the body? It's too late because the police already was talking about it, right? But I was like, okay, they can do that. They can mug him, stab him or whatever, and put him back in the house. Because then they do that with the fake Barry. Remember at first they were saying there was Barry or whatever. He was laid up in Kareem's place or whatever. They done did whatever they did to that guy and brought him back. Do y'all remember that? But Richard ends up saying that it wasn't his son or whatever. And then later they found Barry or whatever. He was tied up. I can't remember what else happened to him or whatever. But yeah, they ain't even had his funeral yet, had they? But yeah, Sam ends up telling him, the plan or whatever, and asks if he wants to go along with it. He was like, he didn't know at first, but I think eventually he ends up agreeing with it. But he ends up saying that he'll put his life on the line for him to protect him and all the stuff we done been through. I said, oh, y'all going to jail by the end of the series. Everything gonna get uncovered. Everybody going to jail. But yeah, Sam ends up saying, he was close to making Bobby disappear or whatever. I said, all this, and they ain't even sleep together. You over here acting a doggone fool, and they ain't even sleep together. You shouldn't sleep with this lady over here, and she over here sleeping with anybody. Donald and Lily. I said, see, this another storyline. I told y'all, the same tired storyline where they going back and forth and all this other extra stuff they be doing. And I feel like he definitely can tell that something's up with Lily. I don't know if he could tell that dude, Brian, over here, been outside the doggone house and calling her and everything else. But yeah, he ends up telling her he wants her to come to the White House to meet the sitting president. They start going back and forth and all this other stuff. I don't know if he ends up calling Eli or Eli called him. But yeah, he ends up saying that Sam didn't answer the phone last night. I said, liar. I said, liar, you didn't call because you got your own agenda. Now, I don't know if it's for your agenda or because you're trying to help Hunter and prove that you loyal still or what. Hunter ends up telling Agent Isaac that he ready to make a move or whatever. And I think he said something about Jason hadn't shown them anything that they can use. So he ends up knocking on the door, and this man's still over here talking about, oh, well, this and that, making excuses or whatever. And I said, so they wasn't going to show up. By the way, they kept talking about it, and he kept saying, the stuff I got down there, are you going to judge me? And all this other extra stuff he kept doing. I assumed they was going to show us something, but they didn't. They did not show it or whatever. But yeah, he was making excuses and all this other stuff. I said, he must got some real bad stuff down there. Victoria and Eli. So basically, she questioning him. She ends up going up in there or whatever and asking him, how did he sleep? He talking about some not great or whatever. And the look on her face, she was like, why not or whatever. He was like, with everything that's going on. I said, nah, you over here on the edge because your wife over here sleeping with your bodyguard, your security guard, your secret agent or whatever he is. That's really what's going on. Talking about some what he said, I want him castrated and all this stuff. You gonna die a slow and painful death. I said Sam 2.0. Then after he said that, she talking about some doggone you should have just came in bed with me and all this other stuff. So then they start talking about Donald. He talk about, Donald's really good and all this other stuff. And she ends up telling him, first of all, she said, I don't know, she said that afterwards or what. But he was saying how Donald was really good, and she was basically trying to tell him not to allow Donald to get too much power or give him too much praise because, first of all, he already over here lying and stuff, talking about the doggone. He tried to call Sam. Now, if he did it off camera, then yeah. But I said he put them in He walked right out of there after he told him to call Sam and only Sam. He told Agent Kane and Agent what's his name? Alonzo. Look, I forgot his name this time, y'all. Or whatever. He got his own agenda. I don't know what he doing. But yeah, she ends up saying that she wants to call her father. He told me to give me until noon. I said, what you gonna do till noon? What you did now all this time? But look like on next week's episode, I don't know who they finna talk to though. Look like on next week's episode, Hunter and Jason them talking about they finna expose to everything or whatever because he want the White House back. But look, they showed a scene with Alan and some lady named Rachel or whatever. She was like, she snuck in with somebody or whatever. And he was like, Alan was telling her, you got to go and all this other stuff. So Kyle ends up coming in to say he's the one that let her in. I said, okay, is this they playing or whatever? Because when they first showed her on the preview, I said they done found somebody to get Hunter up out that doggone bed. Because what's the two things he like, y'all? Everybody say it with me, substances and women. Then you got Alonzo over here. I said he don't know what side he want to be on. He don't know who he can trust. He over here talking about something, Max, I can trust you or whatever. So he basically ends up warning him about them trying to put a tag on Bobby or tagging him. So Bobby ends up still trying to protect this man. I said, save yourself. Save yourself with everything you done been on. With everything you done been through. What was that, season 1? Where they done attack this man and all this other stuff and still getting away with it? I forgot about that. I just thought about that now. But yeah, he's still trying to protect him. He ends up calling him or whatever, saying meet him or whatever. And he asked him where did he go last night. He was like, he went home and all this other stuff. Look like on next week's episode. What's that, Donald? I think Donald was telling Lily that her and Priscilla got something in common. Bobby. And lastly, we got Eli and Victoria. Had they food came? Was that what they doing? Was they sitting there eating and stuff, chilling and stuff? And then the look on Eli's face, because he seen them first. But then Victoria turned around. They wasn't expecting him to be walking. 2, they wasn't expecting him to show up. I said either they handled the guards outside or there was no guards outside. But yeah, they done showed up. They got their weapons drawn, got the little, what's it called? Is it a laser? I feel like it's another name for it. But yeah, they got the little red light on these folks and everything. But yeah, that's it. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a good rest of the night and be safe.